Hello. This video, I'm going to talk to you about how any current assessment tools, whether those be formative assessments, summative assessments, worksheets, tests, anything like that, videos, note cards, anything that you have can actually be placed into one platform, and that platform is Formative. So I will acknowledge right now, first of all, is that sometimes we're using the language of Go Formative. Not a big issue, but Go Formative is no longer the name of that company. In fact, it is formative.com. That's it. I know in the world of education, that's annoying because we have formative assessments and then we have a platform called Formative that does assessments. Cool. So just letting you know that Go Formative is not the language to use. And I only point that out because it can get confusing. And if you go to goformative.com, sometimes it can get weird. With Go Guardian, it gets weird. Anyways, so just wanted to clarify that. So I do acknowledge that I have a serious love affair with Formative. Like, I cannot tell you how much I love this platform. I loved it as a classroom teacher, and I see the way teachers are using it now, and it is super awesome. Some of the reasons that I loved Formative is that, like, any quizzes or tests, I no longer had to carry them around. They're not missing anymore. I could easily misplace a test or a quiz. Not anymore. It's all on Formative. I can also don't have to rely on other physical resources. So Scantron machines and like scanning those through. What happens if I can't see the little bubbles on the Scantron? What happens if there's if there's an error with the erasing? Oh my God, the amount of problems. So don't have to worry about Scantrons. I also see immediate grading. So if I'm doing quizzes or tests, and it's in format, multiple choice, short answer, free response, like any different types of questions, which you'll also see, which is super cool. I can see literally as the students are going how they are responding. And then finally, I love the fact that before I showed up to a PLC, if we all used a common assessment that was on Formative, all of that data is already there. And so when you do that, when you're using the protocol to look at data in your PLCs or with your teams, like the first two steps you could do individually, first two or three steps, because all of that data is already there. You know what students got wrong. You know where the biggest bumps in their learning were. Like, you can see that immediately. So those are just a few of the things that I love about Formative. I will also acknowledge, with a good relationship, you don't just acknowledge their benefits, but their good things. You also acknowledge their flaws. I know Formative isn't perfect, and I accept that. But the biggest response that I see when people are talking about Formative is that they already have content, they already have resources in the forms of Google Forms, in the forms in Google Docs. They've already got it. They just already have it. So why transfer it, or why do that work? Now, I get you. I totally get it. Transferring from one platform to another is, annoying at best, and it can be like painful. Like learning a new platform, doing all of this, maybe even having to retype things. But Formative has made this so much easier for us, at least the transfer cell part. First and foremost, the most common formats that I see people using when they're online assessments, or even if they print them out, Google Forms, PDFs, Microsoft Word, and Google Docs. Those are all common assessment types or assessment like formats. Formative has a super easy integrated way to create these in a matter of seconds, recreate them. The way they do that is they have a system called Parse. And I'm going to show you what it looks like and how you could utilize this tool. So I'm going to go into my Formative account. So I'm going to go to my dashboard. And this is not a video talking to you about all the different things that you see and the different options you have available to you in Formative. That's available on the 832 training website. But I'm just going to talk to you about creating new activities. So I'm going to go to activities and see all of the different, look at all the different things that I have. I'm going to go up to the top right-hand corner and click create. And I'm going to create a formative. Okay. So it's going to bring me to a blank formative. Nothing fancy. There it is. But you'll see these buttons at the bottom here. You can upload your own file if it lives on your computer, or you could import from Google Drive. So it doesn't, if everything you have lives on your drive, then this isn't a big deal. Upload from your computer or your drive, no big whoop. But I'm gonna click import from Google Drive. And then this is the same button. Anyways, not a big deal. So you click here, you click from Google Drive. Doot. And then it's going to ask you verify that what drive you want me to look in. Got it. Okay, cool. So I've got a bunch of different things. It's not nicely organized, which is annoying, but I know that what I've got is a Google Doc. And I know what I'm looking for is some type of quiz. So I'm just going to I'm pulling a random quiz. So this is a rhetorical terms quiz that I gave. So I'm going to select it. I want it to be done online now on Formative. So I'm going to select. What it's doing right now is it's pulling it up. Wait 2 seconds. And it's only a one page quiz, but this is what it's seeing. So it says, "Hey, do you like this? Do you like it? Cool." I could add it as an image, which just means the students will see this on Formative, and I'll have to add questions, or I can choose add parse with AI. When you click that, that is saying, Formative, I want you to extract all the questions. Take the questions that you see, and I want you to put it into Formative. So creating questions. So I'm going to click that, and then it's going to ask, do you want me to keep the PDF or do you want me to remove it? I know this was a Google Doc. It's a PDF now because that's how Formative looks at things, is it creates it as its own PDF. So it's saying, do you want me to actually keep this picture in there or do you want me to remove it? I don't care. I'm going to remove it because it's not a big deal. Like, I don't want the students to see that piece of paper on their assessment. So then you'll see in the bottom corner that it's generating questions. Now, this could take a second. I might have to be fast forwarding. There we go. All right. So it has taken all of the questions that I had and puts them. I didn't have to retype anything. So it saw that there was that. I could say, oh, that's an extra credit point. So here's the one thing that I find annoying, but is an easy fix. This says 2 points. I just have to change it quick. 2 points. And then I could even delete that off of there. Here it says, again, look at this. It says 2 points. There. So I can do that. So I can go through, but notice how it read this as like, oh, that's a free response question. Awesome. It saw that that's what I'm asking my students to do. Wonderful. This extra credit, it's actually worth 0 points, but I want the students to know that they can earn up to 1 point. All right, so there we go. That's literally all I needed to do for a Google Doc. Like, it is already ready to go. This is the same thing with PDFs. Now, it is AI, so double check to make sure all of the language is accurate. Make sure that it extracted things. I could, like when I am pulling things for modules for OH, for question sets and things like that, sometimes it like kind of miscalculates or misidentifies some of the questions, but it's better than retyping everything. But you might be saying, Liz, I have a Google form. Like, what are you saying? Oh, so I'm going to do it again. Go to Formative, import from your drive, pick from Google Drive, pick my form. Water cycle. So I taught water cycle. or at least Ann Gale did. So again, look at this one actually created the actual title. Awesome. So it says type your first name because that was the first question on the Google form. I don't need that, so I'm going to delete it. It's going to ask to remove. What's your class period? You actually don't even need that question, but if you want to keep it, whatever. But as you move forward, look at it. It even saved, since this is a multiple choice question, it even saved the correct answer. Correct answer. Correct answer. So, and in Ann's original Google form, there was a picture. So this picture stayed. And what's also interesting is that like this, you could actually move or you could change some of these options. Like it does say it like multiple selection, things like that. But if there was a different kind of question that you wanted them to ask, pH stands for the potential of, if you wanted them to define what pH was, you could just change this like, oh, I want this to be a free response. Doop. Now it's changed. No big whoop. Okay. But it saved everything. So notice I literally clicked 2 buttons. Now this Google form had, oh, there's another question with a image in there. Look at that. I did nothing. I did literally nothing. I just clicked 2 things and it transferred everything. So for those that have Google Forms, it takes little to no time to transfer it. And this is seen, I just also want to point out that Formative is seen as an important resource for us. The district has said that this is something that they are going to support. And so I would encourage you to, any resources that you have, transfer them over to Formative. It makes your life so much easier and easy to share, easy to do PLC work with common assessments. It's awesome.